these frames. Here's Buffie Purselle and Bellemeade.
Hola, ¿cómo está? I am very late, and for that I apologize. I know your schedules are very busy, but this puppy problem is Louis and this erect penis of his that won't go back, lipstick won't swirl back like it's supposed to. Don't worry, y'all, I'm getting this hair did on Monday. I know it's just been like, child, what is this hair giving? It's giving I look 12 years old with a ponytail. Happy Friday, Tommy. Prada is great. She's just sick of her brother humping her with his never ending. So if you're not following me on social media, follow me on social media. But Louis has had an erect little puppy penis. Sorry, Louis, huge puppy penis for 48 hours and counting. And so I had to cancel or reschedule Wednesday because I took him to the vet. Things went back to normal and now they're back again. So the vet had me ice it and keep it lubricated and send pictures. Sending puppy dick pics to the vet, y'all. Oh, good morning, Grand Rising. Someone said their Yorkie had the same issue and the vet had to handle that. Yeah, Louis doesn't like the way the vet handles it, and you know. So I'm trying to, hopefully it'll go back from whence it came, because I got to go to work today. I got to go to the office. So Tommy, will you put up, well, hold on, I'll put up the StreamYard link. You should have it, but all right, I just put it in the chat. Grand Rising. So if you want to holler at me today, hey Lauren, if you want to holler at me, I'm just going to answer whatever questions, because I'll be honest, I'm ill prepared because of the pup. We're gonna blame it on puppy care. I had to stay up all night and like wake up and keep it iced like a good puppy mommy. Oh, this lip is Ruby Roo from MAC, the only red I wear. Grand Rising. Someone asked, what is the deal with the students getting money back? So as a part of the original stimulus, students didn't get it, which was, a bum deal. Most students didn't qualify for the original stimulus. So now how do I move this thing over? So now under the new plan where child tax credit payments are being sent out monthly over time, as part of that deal, if you have a student from the ages of 18 to 24 who is still claimed by their parent on their tax return as a dependent, they qualify for a one-time $500 credit, payable credit, refundable credit. So if you're a student and your parents claim you, they getting that money, not you. Let me be clear. Mama and daddy go get that coin, not you, boo. But maybe they'll give you a little. Someone said they just got theirs. Nafisa's daughter just got her $500 credit. That's awesome. Hey Shari, I'm glad you made it as well. Soba Kid, I hope I answered your question about the stimulus. Now you can always go to irs.gov and like look up your transcript, and or you can call 1-800-829-1040 if you can seem to get somebody on the phone from the IRS and ask them if you're a parent, if you're eligible, if you're a parent, if your kid is eligible. But yes, Louis will be fine. I see a lot of people asking about Louis. He'll be fine. If it doesn't do what it's supposed to do, then I'll take him back. I'll take him back. When does Brian's credit Crawl Free Ball credit course start? So Wednesday of next week. So I'm gonna make it available for pre-sale today because I imagine it's gonna sell out. And remember, I only allow for a certain number of students in each enrollment, just so that we can engage and make sure that we do well with them. And so we exceeded that in our first Crawl Before You Ball, and most of the students have progressed to a place where I opened enrollment again. So if you are interested in Crawl Before You Ball, you can use this QR code. Just take a picture. It'll take you right to my site where you can register. Or you can go to crawlbeforeyouball.com. I really don't want people taking Brian's credit course unless they've done Crawl Before You Ball first, because we like to skip. You got to do the other work first before you get there. But I'm not going to be mean and just make, but you should. Because if you don't learn and deal with the mental health aspects of financial literacy, when you begin your credit journey, you're going to repeat the same mistakes over and over again. And that's why you guys have spent all this money on all these other courses, paid all these people all this coin, and you find yourself still in the same financial situation. So, all right, I've got somebody. Hey, Jay Shah. Uh-oh, you went out again. I'll let you back in when you come back. It looks like it keeps coming out. Hey, Madison. Yeah, Zoom will be good on Monday. So yeah. So the Monday Zooms are only for Crawl Before You Ball. They will not be for subsequent courses because that's not part of it. So Brian's credit to credit course is much like other e-courses. And so, you'll go through the modules, but what's great about it is he's giving you templates for those letters that you need to send, step-by-step instructions on what to do when evaluating your credit. And so, I went through it with him because I always preview the courses before I make them available, just like I did with the investor course that's coming up, and with David's mental health financial fitness course that's coming up. Hey, Tamiko, come through if you got a question. One of my students, hey, Caribbean Princess. And I actually had to go back and change some things on me and David's credit reports, honey, that I didn't realize that we needed to do. Oh, Tamiko, you got your needs versus wants spreadsheet done. Good. I've gotten only a couple of those done. That's going to take people a minute, which it should. Don't rush through it. Why y'all being shy? Do I need to put the thing back up? You don't have any questions? Hold on. Here, let me put this back up. There you go. Let me see. Some people asking questions. Did y'all watch that town hall with the avatar formerly known as Biden? Ooh, I shouldn't say avatar because y'all sensitive about that word. That just did not look like President Biden to me. It looked like, I don't know, the Simpsons cutout of President Biden to me. I don't know. It didn't look like Biden, but he was talking good stuff when he was coherent. Poor Don Lemon was doing his best to keep bruh on, topic. But this infrastructure deal, if they can get it done, will mean a lot for good quality jobs for which you don't have to have a college degree. It'll bring back union jobs, meaning you have someone behind you so that these shady companies can't jack you up and do whatever they want to do, and provide unsafe and unhealthy work environments, like some people complain about Amazon and Jeff Bezos, where, taxpayers fronted the bill for him to go to space for 5 minutes. And then he turns around and thanks his workers who barely get bathroom breaks, allegedly. Did y'all see that he gave Van Jones and some chef charities $100 million each? Y'all know that he did that? Van Jones, the political commentator, he's an attorney, and all of that on CNN. There were some rumors that he was having an affair with Kim Kardashian West, but that wasn't true. Very good looking black man, good looking brother. But anyway, yeah, he's come up $100 million for his charity. He does great work. He works with Kim Kardashian West on second chance programs and trying to get people out of jail, wrongfully accused folks. What's that all about? What's what all about? Is it a good idea to upgrade your car right now? No. Why would you do that? Does your current car run? That's like I tell people. That's why I tell people, and they say, well, I'm going to get some new teeth. Well, do your current teeth work? If your current teeth work, why do you need veneers? Now, if you need to fix, Van Jones. If you need to fix, a crown, or if you need to get a root canal or just regular dental health, that's a different story. But trying to get veneers to look like everybody else, no. And as far as your car is concerned, if it runs, keep running it. If your car is paid off, and listen, I practice what I preach. My car was 15 years old. Bessie, if you follow me on social media, you know the tale. My husband was embarrassed every time I drove my car because the seats were cracked and the vents were all cracked. And whenever I would take it to be repaired, I'd be like, no, I don't need that fixed. The air still blew out the vents. It didn't need to be fancy inside. The car crunk up when it was time for me to go somewhere. It was fine. She had some dents and all that, but she cranked up and she was diesel. So it was good for the environment. And I got from where I needed to go. That's right. R.I.P. Bessie. David killed Bessie and bought me that damn Tesla I didn't ask for, but whatever. I can write the Tesla off because it's over 6,000 pounds. So, there's always in the end, I'm gonna figure out a way to make it make sense for that financial expense. But I would say no. And then used cars cost more than new cars right now. The used car market has exploded. So another reason why you can't find, have y'all noticed that you can't find a rental car? If you go somewhere, it's virtually impossible to rent a car now. It's so hard to get a rental car. And what happened was when COVID hit and people weren't traveling, these companies were like, nobody's renting cars, and they had to pay their staff and keep their head above water. And so they sold a lot of those cars to, put some money on the books. And so they don't have them anymore. People bought them up. Yeah, Uncle Dave killed Bessie. Totally dead. Okay, so you said that the car is not paid off. So I always say you do a cost benefit analysis whenever you're determining if you're going to make some other big financial purchase, right? And so, yes, older car paid off, get you some seat covers, honey, or just deal with it like I did. My little legs was fine with the scratches. But what I was saying is you do a cost benefit analysis of what costs more. So if you have a car that's paid off, and I'll go back to your situation where you said you don't, but in this lady's situation, her car is paid off and it's just a little weathered. It's a little lived. It's a little seasoned. You're no longer making a monthly car payments. You're just doing maintenance. So I think we always imagine that, I have to fix my car up all the time. But if you actually went back and looked at it, between oil changes, tires, the occasional engine problem, if you go through and do the math in a year, and let's say you spent $3,000 in a year having to regular maintenance type stuff on your car. Well, if you divide that up by 12, that's $250 a month. Well, if you got to get a new car and the minimum payment is going to be $400 or more, I think I'm going to keep the old car because I'm still saving. And remember, that's not a consistent amount of money that you're going to have to pay every month. That was just what happened that year. You may have a year where you only have oil changes. You don't have to put new tires on the car. You don't have to do any major upgrades. And so you kind of have to figure that out. And we've got to get away with this notion that, I know why people want nice new cars, because it's just very American. We buy into that, we got to have whatever. But and it's also, and whether you want to admit it or not, people see what you're driving. They don't see where you live. People see what you're wearing. They don't see your bank accounts. And so it's about projecting an image of success, but it's really a self-fulfilling prophecy to keep yourself in debt, to be buying these cars to make people think you're something that you may in fact not be, or you may be that, but it's not worth it. It just isn't in the end. Like I tell you, I've had clients who have, $20,000 a year to $200 million. And the ones at the higher end of income don't drive those labeled cars like that. They really don't. They may have them, but the cars that they drive every day are the affordable Toyota Camry, a Suburb. You know what I mean? They don't have my neighbors. I'm telling you, if you were to come on my street, they're not driving those cars. And these people have crazy money. I'm the brokest one on this street, honey. And the other thing is, with this Delta variant, we don't know what's about to happen. Are we about to be locked down again? I see someone saying Australia's locked down. Yeah, y'all can call in. Hold on, let me find the Tommy, will you place the link back up? Someone just asked, can they call in? So I don't have to find it. But we don't know what's going on with this Delta variant. So what if we go into lockdown again and you're forced to work from home remotely, and then you just got a new car payment and you can't even go anywhere with it? You would be sick, right? I think the economy and the world is too uncertain right now to be doing all that. Here's the link, y'all. So yeah, I know it's been locked down, but some parts of Europe are I know England's considering it. France is like, India has been locked down, like it, because this Delta variant is no joke. So I just think with all that's going on, I wouldn't play around buying a new car right now. Upgrade my car. I would upgrade the maintenance on my existing car if it needed it. Good morning. I sent you a DM about an application I submitted through Smarter. Yeah, Jamaica. You just have to, I don't do the day-to-day operations for Smarter. Thank you for your application. We have switched to remote jobs only because it seems like that's what people want. And we will let you know as soon as we find something. Promise. I'm going to start posting some other resources for y'all to look also in my social media posts. So if you don't follow me on TikTok, Instagram, you should. TikTok, I'm Crawl Before You Ball. On Instagram, I'm Buffie Purselle. All right, we have someone. Hey, M.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing very good. I'm sorry, I was just saw your broadcast. I said I must call in because I love Miss Buffy and I love her advice.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I love the show. I love all aspects of your TikTok and everything. It's just very, I think Mariah said it very well. You're a good reader, and that's all I'll say. She when you first was on your program, she said you read very well. So yeah, I love your wit very much so. But Miss Buffy, I took care of my mother here in New York City for over 25 years. She passed away 3 years ago, and
sorry for your loss.
Thank you so much. And what happened for me is that they are now calling this, you probably already know this term, they call me a displaced caregiver. And I do feel a little lost in the sauce. The 25 years I was taking care of her, I didn't really have the time or the inclination to go to college or do anything. I was just like, her condition, I won't go too deep. It was very, very detailed. I mean, to the point where at 3 o'clock in the morning, I had to get up at any time to clean and do, and just a lot. So now she's gone and I'm by myself here. And what I'm trying to figure out is I have to take baby steps or crawl, right, to get back into school, back into my dream. I've had some personal issues. I don't know what to do. I'm trying to figure out what is the best step for a person like me, who is actually on a very restricted income, I will say. Again, without giving too much personal information, my income is very restricted, and it's just, it is what it is. I don't have, I'm comfortable, but I don't have any money. I'm just very restricted, and my income is monitored. What could I do that would lead to independence? Is a thing I stay up at night thinking about. I said, what can you do? You're by yourself, and I want to be independent. I don't want to be depressed in this issue. Like, what steps could I start taking here in New York City to lead to independence for myself?
Again, sorry to hear of your loss, and bless you for taking care of your mother. That is a very noble thing to have done. A lot of people don't go that route and seek out, help from other caregivers. So I applaud you in that endeavor. My mom is doing that right now, with my grandmother. And I know that it's a thankless job. So I just want to say thank you to you for doing that for your mom.
Thank
Um, so you asked me a couple things. So one, when you say independence, do you mean financial independence or?
Well, you know what I would say, again, I love you so, but I'm going to say is this. Listen, I'm a gay black man here in New York City, and I've had some issues. I thought I would try relationships, and it's not worked. I won't go to detail. I don't feel like that's for me for the next 20 years, probably. I just going to just stay focused on the grind. So yes, it's going to be independent financially. I feel like that's where I want to put my energy. I've floundered everywhere else. So now I really want to feel comfortable. I mean, yeah, New York City right now, I'm okay. I lived here my life, but the game has changed, and so the idea of renting and everything else it's become very like guerrilla warfare, shall we say.
Yeah.
It's very hard, especially if you're not owning anything or run anything. Your future is at somebody else's hands, and it's just not how I want to live. I don't want to do this anymore.
What are the things that you like? I mean, I tell people right now is the time to get into the new e-commerce economy. And anything remote, anything in the social media. You seem to be a private person, so maybe, not posting your own self, but look into ways to make money in this new e-commerce economy. You can sell things on Amazon, not that we love Jeff Bezos, but I know a lot of people who make a lot of money doing that from the house and people not even knowing that it's them. Just like, what's your background? I know you said that you're thinking about going back to school. I would say not traditional school. I'm a big fan of Coursera. Have you heard of Coursera?
Yes.
And Khan Academy. Khan Academy offers free coding classes. With Coursera, you could even take a course that costs $39 a month and get a job. Hopefully, get a certification and then land a job with Google working from home, where they give you a laptop, give you full benefits, and you make like career money, not a job. You know what I mean? Like something where you can sustain a life for yourself.
So that I was going to say, well, I'm sorry to cut you off. Now that excites me. That excites me because I'm telling you this again. I can't give the name of it. Let's just say, what can I say? I'm trying to be very politically correct. So, yeah, so a little bit of disabilities going on in my family, and so I have, I don't want to be ashamed, but I have a little help. Let's put it away from the government. Let's put it that way. So
there's nothing wrong with that. You paid in. Don't forgive yourself for thinking that that's bad that you're getting disability. That's what it's for.
Okay.
We have to get out of that mindset. You think these corporations feel bad when they take corporate welfare? No, they do not.
Well, so then now that we labeled something, I could be honest with you. So that's my thing. It's like, okay, I feel like a black man sort of held down by these restrictions. And the moment you sort of try to venture out and listen, do something that's exciting to you, you get like creamed by the people. And I'm like, okay, well, do they just want you to sit back and just sort of meander your life, or do they want you to try to save up and they don't want you to? So my goal is to try to, what you said out there made me very happy. I want to do something that will bridge the gap where if I do work, I won't be creamed by the restrictions.
Yeah, if you do something remote from home, you won't be creamed by the restrictions, and I know exactly what you mean. In the language in which you're speaking, I think coding is the way. People say that all of these bots are taking jobs. Well, people have to write that stuff. People have to run those programs. And so when you learn how to do that, you get ahead of that. You know what I mean? And so go to Khan Academy, KHAN Academy. There's so much free information out there where you can get certified in like a matter of weeks.
Okay.
For free. And you can test out things to see what it is that you like to do. But anything in the engineering, coding, computer software, anything working around AI, that's what you want to do, because you will not be boxed out of a career and you can choose your own schedule. And I mean, I'll tell you this too. the economy is changing. If you see Walmart starting to pay people $20 an hour, so folk who have more skills and certifications are about to start making really life livable wages that they
Mhm.
can like actually save some money, actually go on holiday a couple times a year, actually invest like it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Because this everyone's sticking together and saying, you know what, yo, we're not going back to work unless you pay us. It's working. It's
Yeah.
working. We
So
see when
the
we band together, stuff changes.
So last question, I think you really inspired me this morning so much. The last question, I'm going to do what you told me. I'm going to actually, when I finish this, I'm going to research. The last question for me is my dream. Well, first, what I was going to say, what you described, again, my education may not be as expansive. Like I barely finished high school, no college. So those kind of recommendations you think might be okay for me to
Yeah,
do?
you don't have to have a college degree. Some, they may want you to have a GED, but they'll help you work through all that. I'm telling you, if this
Okay.
is the way to go. And I've been always a big proponent for them bringing back in schools, like certifications, like home ec, tech, background. Like why we got rid of that and just went strictly college preparatory course is crazy. There's so many great jobs. Sorry about the dogs barking in the background.
That's okay.
I film from my library at home, but there's so many great jobs in the railroad industry, in infrastructure, and now that Biden's coming up with this plan that it's going to get passed in some shape or form, there's just going to be so much opportunity out there now for people to make really good money, and they're not going to be looking for folks with no darn bachelor's degree in some random degree field. They're going to want people with certifications,
Amen. Oh, that's.
people who did a 6-week course,
Mhm.
who specialize in a specific area of infrastructure. And infrastructure could be cell phones. Infrastructure could be bus drivers make $80,000 a year in Atlanta, Georgia. I think people,
Mm.
the mechanics who fix the buses make over $100,000 a year. People sleep on these career fields that we have deemed somehow beneath us, but these folk make great money. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So I would say, move forward with Khan Academy, move forward with Coursera. If you go to the description in this post or in my social media bio, there's a link for Coursera, and I believe there's a discount for the first month for a course there.
Well, I definitely will do that. And I thank you for this information. I think that for me going forward, my dream actually one day is to open up a home health agency is one of my little
Oh yeah,
dreams.
yeah, you have that background. I think that's fantastic, and
Yeah.
there's definitely a need for that. So maybe look into some like healthcare certifications, like CNA or something like that, when you're searching.
Okay. I thank you so much for this
Thank you.
information. It's been a blessing, and hope you have a wonderful Friday. Thank you so
You
much.
too. Thank you. So nice. Bye bye.
Bye.
Mabel, I saw you came in. You dropped off. You want to come back? But yeah, y'all, I love Coursera. Coursera is great. They need to bring, yes, Miss Georgia Peach, they need to bring the trades back to schools. I talk about the school that David and I, that we donate laptops to the graduates of the senior class every year. It's a trans STEM academy in our nation's capital in DC. The school is Cardozo High School, and these kids get on a trans STEM curriculum. And so in the 9th grade, they decide, well, I want to be a pilot, or I want to go in the railroad industry, or I want to, work with the DOD, or I want to work with transportation or water sector or power sector. And so they get these kids to start taking courses that basically are certifications. And so they have seniors who graduate with certifications that then catapult them into a job as soon as they graduate. There are 18-year-olds who graduate and go work in the railroad industry with a job starting at $60,000 a year because they've been trained whilst in high school to prepare for that career. There are kids who graduate with their pilot's license. This school is like Hogwarts, I say. The DOD has added a flight simulator, and they maintain it for these kids. They have an instructor who's a pilot, and it's vocational education again, which is what we need, because these things have to run. People have to build bridges. People have to run the water sector. People have to, like those people who, like when we turn our water on, do you think about what goes into how that happens, how we have clean water, how lucky we are? There are people who get certifications in making sure that the water is always clean when you turn it on, and they make good money. And it's not a 4-year degree. It's not a 6-year degree. It may be a 6-month or an 8-month certification at a fraction of the price that college. Now, there are some of these kids who are at Cardozo who then go on to go to college, become engineers and do all this other stuff. And those are the kids that, usually take advantage of our laptop scholarship. But some of the kids who go into the workforce get the laptops too, because we want them to be armed and ready and have no things holding them back to take the world by storm. And I think if you have kids in these schools, you need to, speak up to the school districts and say, yo, college preparatory is not the way for everyone. I feel that lie that we were all told, that if you go to college and you get a degree and ... will happen, is being revealed for the fraud that it is. The ... that happens is you get laden with a whole bunch of financial debt. Some of us don't have parents who can pay for us to go to college. I was blessed in that I had parents that could pay for me to go to college and had saved for it, but I had a scholarship. So you know what my mom did? She gave me the money. And guess what? I dropped out of college my senior year and started my businesses. Because I was like, I had started my businesses in the 9th when I was my first year. And by the time I became a senior, I was making more money than some of my professors. And I was like, college became a nuisance, not that it was helpful. I went the certification route. I became certified with the Internal Revenue Service to do taxes. I became certified with the Department of Banking and Finance to become a mortgage broker, a licensed mortgage broker. I became certified as a life and health and property and casualty insurance agent. And I had a very fulfilling career in the fintech industry without completing my bachelor's degree. A lot of people don't know that. And so we've got to stop. If you're not going to be a physician, if you're not going to be an engineer, if you're not going to be an attorney, if it's not that kind of stuff, college may not be the thing. Now, if I'm not telling folks don't go to college. You go to college, but you need to make sure that when you get out of college, that there's some there in the career in which you chose. The reason that I love certifications and vocational education is we know that these careers exist. And so what you're training for is for that job. In college for 2 years, you waste time. The first 2 years, you're just doing high school over again. Essentially, if you didn't take what is it? I forgot. I'm so old. I was in all AP classes. So all the AP exams and got a 3 or higher. You didn't skip the freshman and sophomore year like some of us did. You know what I mean? And so you just basically wasting time and paying these colleges money, for-profit colleges, for a reason. That's what they are. To repeat high school, it's crazy. When really all you need is 2 years or a year or 6 months of some certification. I am going to bring Mabel in, and then I'm going to answer some of y'all's question over there. Hey, Mabel.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You're gonna hear the beep. They didn't come do my smoke alarm to give me a heads up.
Fine. I don't mess with you. I hear an echo. Do you?
I don't hear an echo, but that doesn't mean anything. Let me turn my volume down.
I'm gonna change my mic.
Is it different now?
I don't know. Go ahead. If y'all hear the echo, let me know in the chat.
Yeah, sorry if you hear an echo. So piggybacking off what you said about school. So now I have 8 children. It has changed very much what they offer in school. So with my oldest daughter, they didn't offer anything like you're talking about. With my youngest daughter, who's 16 now, they're offering nursing courses, how to be a phlebotomist, how to be a court stenographer, things that they can get a job. And because look, I love my baby. I mean, she's my baby. I love her. She's like, how you feel about your babies, but she is not made for school, boo. She gets frustrated. which means I get frustrated. But she wants to do something, and she used to want to be a doctor. Till I explained to her, you realize you got to go to school and you got to do. She's like, I'm good. So, and I live in a county where our education sucks. I'm just gonna keep it real with you. So we've had to go out and find things for her to do and find resources. That's the biggest issue, I think, for a lot of parents too, as well as ourselves. I mean, yeah, I was sold the college dream. You go to college, you're gonna get a great job, you're gonna get a house and a car and a white picket fence. Bitch, please, where is it? Where is it? And I think that, I mean, I have people that I worked with before I lost my last job that had degrees and stuff, and they are my age. I'm 50, and they're still paying off student debt, student loans. That's crazy to me. It's just, it makes no sense. But we have things like that are offered here through the school that she's able to do. I would tell parents to definitely, if you know your child is not a school child, because we all got them. I don't care what nobody say. Definitely, because sometimes in the school, sometimes won't tell you about them. Sometimes you have to I go online all the time and try to find stuff because I want her to be successful. I don't want her to be living with me when she's 50 unless there's a legitimate reason for her to be living with me when she's 50. But I think that people have it in their head too to keep up with the Joneses. Well, their child's going to college, so no. I want my child to do what's best for my child because their stress becomes my stress, and I don't need that stress. And I think we overlook that. And as far as the young man that was speaking before, I got cut off. The one that was calling from New York, I definitely understand about the limited income. I hope he's still in the chat. Believe me, I understand. I've just now started being able to save, and it started out small. It started out like $10, $20, but now, I mean, I don't have anywhere near what I need, but I'm able to do it. And I mean, but I learned that through the classes too. And that's where I learned it because I was or even just if he can't afford the class or he's not able, or he doesn't want to make that step. My big thing is if you sit there and you look at what you spend your money on, you will be floored. You will be floored because you don't realize that you're spending on, I could go make a sandwich instead of spending $20 getting Uber Eats, which I mean, it's a convenience thing,
Right.
but I have to relearn. I'm relearning. And I think that's a lot of it too. When you have done something for so long and he said he had his mother and that was what he was doing. Now he's trying to make a life change. I want him to know, take it slowly. Do what's best for you and don't feel like you have to do what everybody else is telling you. Because I get told every day I should have a house and I should have a car. And I'm like, I don't need those things.
Correct. I'm going to address what you said, but I'm going to kick you out so I can get rid of this echo.
Okay.
All right. Love you.
Love you more.
Okay. Is it still here? It's gone now. Right. Yeah. I no longer hear the echo. Okay, so I'm going to address some of the things. Mabel always brings it, and let me know in the chat if you still hear the echo. She's so right. Like you've got to, these counselors in these high schools, you got to stay on them with your kids. And if the kids do offer, no echo. Thank you, Tommy. If the schools do offer vocational tracks, go for that. Go for that. Because at least you know when they get out of school. Like if they have a CNA track, I have a cousin, she did a CNA track. While in college to become a nurse, she was working as a CNA. Like it's a no-brainer. It makes sense. And then you have experience by the time she finishes and becomes a nurse practitioner. She's got a wealth of experience. If some of these schools have cosmetology tracks, that's a career that ain't gonna never go out of business. Get on it. You know what I mean? HVAC. Yep. No worries, Mabel, about the echo. And so, we've got to stop thinking that these vocational programs are like relegating our kids as third-class citizens. It's not. Somebody has to run the lights, the street lights. Somebody has to pick up the trash. Somebody has to transport people to and from work. Somebody has to do curb cuts. Somebody has to make sure the cell phone towers are built. These people have great careers and make $150,000 a year, $80,000 a year and are not laden with the debt that people who go to college get. So if you look at it this way, if you were to go to college and you get out of college with a degree, great, and you get a job making $80,000 a year, but you've got $100,000 of student loan payments versus somebody who took $1,000 course who's still making $80,000 a year, which one would you rather be? I'd rather be the one who doesn't have all that debt. I think a lot of people think that wealth is that you have to have millions of dollars. No, wealth is when you can be as far away from what it costs you to be you. So let's say, here's an example. If it costs you $5,000 a month to be who you are, and I'm gonna make a lower amount. If it costs you $1,500 a month to be who you are, and you make $5,000 a month, I think you're wealthy. If it costs you $5,000 a month to be who you are, and you make $6,000 a month, you're not wealthy, even though your income is higher. You get what I'm saying? So it's like the difference between what it costs you to be you and how much you make determines if you are doing well. When you can save, when you have peace of mind money, when you're not living above your means. And so I have clients who earn $30,000 a year, but they only spend $10,000 of that living. They live in South Georgia. They don't have these high expenses. And so they can go on vacation a couple times a year. Everybody, they have dependable transportation. Their kids go to a decent school and they have a decent life. We've got to quit buying into these stereotypes that wealth is just having a lot of money. It's also being able to afford the most valuable resource that they're not making any more in this world of, and that no matter how much money you have, you can't buy. And that's time. Time to do whatever you want. Time with your family. Time to not be clocking in and out and chasing a dollar all the time. That's what we need to chase, is having time to live. Let's see. They took vocational options out of schools so you can be in debt feeding the pockets of these colleges. That's a word. Come through, DePrior, with the sermon this morning. Come through. Oh, wow. Most colleges are requiring a CNA to get in a nursing program. I didn't know that. Maybe my little cousin knew that. But I mean, it's just smart. Let me see. I'm going to answer some of y'all's questions as we get ready to close out. My dad pushed college and had no money for me to go. Make it make sense. It's because, Sherry, your dad was taught that same lie that we were all taught, that if you go to college, ... will happen. And because they didn't have those opportunities, they wanted us to have all the opportunities afforded to us so that we could ascend to the next level in our generational, wealth as family. But, sometimes all that glitters ain't gold. Hold on. Have a thought about offering a financial management scholarship or program to high school students? So I already do this, actually, and unfortunately, who's retained my services in the past years to do this have been private schools largely. I've posted a few times, me with students doing Crawl Before You Ball. I invented a game for kids called Needs versus Wants. It's very interactive. They can use their smart devices or a paddle if they don't have one when we play it. And we teach everything from balancing a checkbook, learning about compound interest. And sorry about my voice. I didn't sleep because I was up with Louie all night. And what we're doing now is we're trying to work to get this program put in public schools. And so we're in talks now with some counties. My team is to get my Crawl Before You Ball program licensed and put in schools. So yes, I've been doing that actually for a number of years. But public schools weren't checking for it, but private schools brought me in. And so now public schools are starting to get the hint. Let's see. Oh, congrats, Real V. I worked 14 years in banking, but after the fourth merger I left. Yeah, it's like they keep selling and it's just a problem. And you're always like on pins and needles of whether you're going to have a job or not. She took medical coding, certified medical coder, 2 certifications and studying for 3rd. Fantastic. Coders are essential. I know about those super bills. I'm married to a doctor. So yeah, we need y'all to get us our coins, honey. Let's see. I got someone calling in. I'll let them in. Hey, Devorah. Oh, fabulous.
Hello, how you doing?
Beautiful today. How you doing?
I'm good, I'm good.
What's your question?
My question is, I'm getting a double again. Remember last time I tried to talk to you and I was getting a double? My question is, okay, so I'm moving from California, which is expensive. I quit a job that was paying better and I hate it. And what I'm trying to do now is relocate to Atlanta, and I'm trying to find out what is the best option for me to get a house or get a place. I tried the Divvy program, that's not going to work because the employment I had before I quit was way better. The rental is hard to get into. So I don't know what to do, but I definitely am trying to leave California ASAP.
Everybody trying to leave California, but they moving to Texas and Tennessee for some reason, not Atlanta. But you welcome. Come on through to Atlanta. You worked in the prison system, didn't you?
Yeah, well, yes, Tim, I work for juvenile probation. That's similar.
Child, I got plenty of jobs. You've been looking for jobs like that here in Georgia, in Atlanta?
Yes, I have. I would prefer to be working from home.
Oh, okay. I'm working on that, y'all. Give me and my team some time. We're trying to find these remote gigs. But I don't. You make good money if you work in that industry. I know. Back in my days when I used to do taxes. Yeah, these remote jobs. I don't know that they're paying what you make.
And that's okay because I'm doing some things that could promote some good money. Like I'm an entrepreneur, but I have a job that will transfer now. But because of the difference in the income, I need to also find something else to supplement when I get there that will at least qualify me for a house.
Yeah, but slow up on that house. Remember, I told y'all I want y'all to wait. I'm terrified of what's going on right now in the economy. I don't want you to buy now because the price is going to be overinflated, especially here in Atlanta. Child, looked up what they say my house worth. It ain't nowhere near what these fools. There ain't no. I mean, if it's like $1 million more than it's supposed to be. It's not. My house ain't worth that. Now my house is worth some money, but it ain't worth what they saying it's worth. They're doing too much right now. It's too much.
Okay.
These people are closing with little to no appraisals, no inspections. It's the wild, wild west in the east of the house market. So I would not buy a house right now. Release that pressure. If you find something here in Atlanta, I would say go live in South Atlanta, somewhere like Peachtree City, Fayetteville, where the cost of living is not as high, and the schools, if you have kids, are like private schools, but they're public schools. And anywhere is going to be cheaper than what you've been paying to live in California, quite honestly.
Yeah, and you know what's funny is that trying to find the whole process for renting is crazy too. You know what I mean?
Oh, I've heard. I've heard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank God all of my 5 tenants have been the same tenants, and I ain't having to. mean to people. And I know what folk doing.
That's good, and that's my go-to to be able to have investment property. So,
well, crawl before we ball. First step is find some employment that you can deal with here in Atlanta. Then, find you. I would say rent. There's nothing wrong. I know it's jump through hoops, but I would rent before I buy because you also need to figure out what areas you like. It always it amazes me when people just jump to Atlanta and buy a house and you don't really know Atlanta yet. You got to know Atlanta to know where you want to live. So I would say come, rent for a year or so, wait for this economy to bottom out. And then when you want to buy then, because you can still prep and save and, keep your credit scores high during this year that you're vetting Atlanta and figuring out where you want to live. And then at the point at which you want to buy, if what I think is going to happen happens, there are going to be lots of foreclosures and you're going to be able to get more house than you thought you wanted. You know what? More land for cheaper prices, because I think it's going to be worse than 2008. Now, there are a lot of people out here saying I'm wrong. that it ain't gonna be as bad as 2008. I'm just scaring people. No, I don't want you to be upside down and no mortgage in an area that you don't want to live. Ain't nothing like getting stuck somewhere and then the economy's bad and nobody can buy your house. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you're paying that mortgage. So ain't nothing wrong with renting a house or an apartment or a condo or something for a year so you can figure out where you want to live in Atlanta and what's good for you and your family. Crawl and don't block out the noise from everybody else because they don't pay your bills. You do.
That's true. So I just keep looking for a place to rent. It's just so I appreciate that. And
Yeah,
is
I
it
know
too
you're
late
used
to
to
do this
own
call
it.
before you ball?
You're used to owning. I know it's hard to go from owning to saying you're gonna rent, but you know, it'll
Girl,
be okay.
I don't own nothing here in California, child.
Oh, okay. Lily wants to say hi. He's feeling better. I'll be with you in a minute, Lily. Well, you want to own, so it's
Yes,
fine.
I want to. Yes,
I get
want
it.
to.
But let's
Years
crawl.
ago I did before I got married, but I'm divorced and stuff in California, so I
Yeah,
appreciate that.
I appreciate you. Thank you, and I love your glasses.
Thank you.
All right, bye. All right, y'all. Lily is over me being on live, and it is almost 11:30. Hold on. I know, sweet baby. Don't cry. I'm gonna take you out. Wait, I want to answer a couple questions. The market is about to crash. I agree. Oh, thank you, Tammy, for saying it's a good show. I appreciate you. So y'all, you know, I always forget to do my YouTube things. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Click notifications because I am known to do a pop-up. If I just something's on my spirit. This dog. If I just he just muted my mic. I'm sorry. So please subscribe. Please like. If you didn't like it, I'm fine with that. Put dislike and comment, and you know, tell people about the show. It has always been my goal to come up with a format where I can offer the same advice I used to charge people a lot of money for free and guidance and give my opinion about things because you know I did this for 20 years and I monetize it, and you know now let's let YouTube pay me and help me get my little subscribership up. So let people know. If you want to take my Crawl Before You Ball class, you can use this QR code that's on the screen, or you can go to crawlbeforeyouBall.com. And if you're interested in our credit course, it's going to be $99, and I'm gonna make it live for pre-sale soon. And it'll start Wednesday. And I'm gonna take little Lily pants out. Let's see. If I didn't get a chance to answer your question, I'm so sorry, but I will be back Tuesday. We do this every Tuesday and Thursday at 10:30. And if I have to reschedule, I always post on my social media and let y'all know. So thanks again. Thank you, Tommy, for being a great moderator. And I hope that you all have a fantastic weekend. And I'll see y'all again on Tuesday. And if you're one of my students, I'll see you on Monday for Crawl Before You Ball weekly check-in. Please crawl before you ball, and then take a little bit of the money and save
Crawl
it. And then
before
do
you
something
ball, because wealth whistles and money jingle jangles and screams.
Buffie Purselle and